Hi, this is Eric Martin with Board Game Geek. I'm here with Ted Alspach from Bezier Games. Hello, Ted.
Hi, Eric.
Co-designer here of One Night Ultimate Vampire.
Yeah.
And hoping to get an overview of the game. This is a next
It's
title.
a prequel. It's a prequel to One Night Ultimate Werewolf.
Okay.
And
What makes it a prequel?
A couple of reasons it's a prequel, because most of what happens in this game happens before the werewolves come out at night and cause their mischief.
Okay.
Basically, the sun goes down. The second the sun goes down, think you're a vampire, right? You're sleeping all day. You're hungry when you wake up. And you wake up the second the sun goes down at dusk, right?
That's
so you're
right.
like, I'm hungry. I need to go get me some blood, basically, I guess.
Right.
But you're also thinking, you know what? I wish I had friends to help me out to make sure that I'm not interrupted when I'm dining. So, your job as a vampire is to turn one other player into a vampire.
Okay.
Unbeknownst to them initially, but they're going to find out soon enough. And then you and your vampire friends basically go and wreak havoc around the rest of the town.
That's right.
Fortunately, the village is prepared, though. They've got all these people that have been like, you know what? I think there's going to be an invasion of vampires soon. Well, we're going to study up on that and get ready to do what we can do to stop those vampires. So, a lot of special characters with special abilities to help you stop the vampires from doing things.
Okay. Let me just mention in passing, this is a production proof, which is not final.
Yeah, you can't
nothing's
punch out the cards.
nothing's
just kind of
punched out or
shown in
anything.
place
But
there, and, you know.
yeah, show some of the stuff you already have artwork for and design.
Yeah,
there.
so and this is not even final. This is kind of the best we could put something together to show things off right here. They look really pretty, but it's all fake. It's all illusion right now.
Okay.
So one of the big differences for those people who've played One Night Ultimate Werewolf, the biggest difference is the inclusion of something called marks,
That's right.
and that's not people named Mark, but actually these little tiny tokens here that are marks. Everyone's going to start with a mark of clarity. That means that you know exactly that your role is your role.
Okay.
It hasn't been changed, hasn't been modified in any way. It's your role. That's awesome. Unfortunately, a lot of the characters here may swap your mark for something else.
Okay.
So, for instance, the vampires, as a team, will decide who they're going to turn into a vampire.
Okay.
One of them will take the mark of the vampire, which is face down, and exchange it with your face down mark of clarity. Now you are on the vampire team. However, instead of just being a regular old vampire, you still have your special ability of your original part.
Okay.
So to use this in terms that people who are familiar with werewolf know, let's say you're the seer and the vampire bites you. You're still the seer. You just grow a vampire seer.
Right.
And you're working for the vampires.
Okay.
A lot of the roles here manipulate marks. Like Cupid gives out marks of love to people. Makes basically two different people fall in love with each other. They get a little mark of love instead of their mark of clarity. The nice thing about the
But
mark
you're only
of
going to have one mark in front of you
Right,
at
so
all times.
what's cool
so you
about
could have been a
Cupid-
vampire.
Cupid could actually remove the mark of the vampire from someone. So they're no longer, because they're in love, they're like,
They've been
the
cured.
vampirism is cured, which is awesome.
Love and love.
conquers all, right? Now that's mostly the case.
Okay.
However, we have a priest. The priest is awesome because the priest clears himself. The priest can't be a vampire, and he actually can't be in love either because that's bad and awkward. There'd be like people protesting the game if that's the case. But he can also choose another person to clear.
Okay.
Gives them a mark of clarity if they were in love or if they were bitten by a vampire.
Okay.
So he can clear out someone that way. And there's a couple other ones here. There's an assassin that gives someone a mark of the assassin, and the assassin's job is to kill that player.
Right.
So all these marks are being exchanged, and then everything stops for a second. Everyone wakes up and looks at their mark to see if it's been changed. This is the part where you're like, oh, I'm a vampire now. Things are different. I'm going to play a little differently than I would have otherwise.
Okay.
Put your marks down, everyone closes their eyes, a couple more rolls happen, like the seer or some of the other ones that move marks around.
Right.
And then everyone opens their eyes and has a discussion. So the marks that have been moved around, people know if they're in love, people know if they're bitten by a vampire, if they're targeted by the assassin, all that stuff, sort of thing they know about, assuming that those marks didn't get moved or shuffled or something after that by some character.
Right.
And you still got to figure that out. You've got just a few minutes to discuss, figure out who the vampires are, everyone points. If it's a vampire, the village wins. If not, the vampires win.
Okay. And if you're in love, you're...
If you're in love and you die, the person you're in love with dies of a broken heart too.
Okay.
So the cool thing about that is you can make a vampire fall in love with a villager, but the villager is the one that they accidentally killed. Oops. The vampire that he's in love with also dies. So you actually end up winning then as a result. So Cupid can help out that way by kind of hopefully getting some, I guess it's interspecies romances going on. I don't know if vampires are technically another species.
I don't know what they qualify as.
Yeah, which I'm pro interspecies vampirism stuff going on. That's fun. Yeah.
That's right.
Anyway, so Kickstarter starts on Monday. All sorts of very cool stuff for it. We have.
What's this shilling here?
Yeah, well, I'm just saying, there's great stuff.
Ridiculous.
There's a wooden box.
This is a video that's going to be, visible for all time.
There's
We
a
don't
wooden
need
box
your
that's gonna store
temporal
all three
references
things,
that are gonna-
But to look back in time and go, wow, I wish I'd been part of that Kickstarter. Well, the people are watching this.
I mean, that Ted, such a hack. Marketing
There's
everything.
this very cool werewolf wording, aluminum sign, like you can post it outside your house. It says basically a werewolf, beware werewolves. Lots of great stuff. Collector's editions. You'll see that the game itself actually comes with a number. In Kickstarter, you can actually get numbered editions of the games.
Okay.
And there's only 3 right now, but still, they're still numbered, which is pretty cool.
You're
All right, and that's
marketing
it.
out of here. Out of here.